2, 1, and we're live. Hello, everybody. Hello. Yes. First things first, to address this. There is no reject potential session today because one of their members is unfortunately MIA for today due to it being Memorial Weekend. So the Enders campaign is taking the spot due to not having a chance to do it on Friday. So, last time we left off with the Enders group, they had just managed to avoid a very large and very cranky looking Kraken by sending it to go and attack the other players in another group. They had managed to teach Snicknesh how to read Dwarvish.
Yeah.
And now they have finally landed in the Orc lands on their first stop of this trade ship's travel to the New World. So, with that in mind, the party has just landed in the Orc lands in the southern tip. None of them are familiar enough with this lands to even know the name of the town, let alone much of the continent it's on. And the Orcs overall aren't a very well-known people, in fact, due to the fact that not many champions have actually gone this far. The last piece of information that was released was during the time that Rejected Potential was here, when they first started their original campaign. This was recorded, and it's pretty well known that they had tried to set up another guild there by order of the Crimson Talon. This was, of course, promoted and posted about by Manwrong the Fortuitous, one of the leading researchers of orc species in the Champions of Pyrrhus. Yes, his name is Manwrong, don't ask.
I'm going to.
So, we come back to the party having arrived just at port. Czar went off on his own to go find some places to stay for the night, as the captain informed you all that you would be staying here for a few days while he has the ship up for repairs and just generally resupplying. He won't be leaving until you guys are ready, of course, as the journey has already been fully paid through, thanks to Caspian's actions with the Kraken. So, yes, you all have arrived in this rather large and not sophisticated, more rough and tumble town. Many of the buildings are made of very simple woods and put together very similar to log cabins, if you will. It is rather humid in this area, as you can see pretty much even beyond the town from where you are. It's pretty much almost flat and seems to be large masses of land of nothing but grass and buildings. You can pretty much see for hundreds of yards around, thankfully. So, this does seem to be one of the main bustling trade ports. However, you see very few other species other than black and green orcs. What would you all like to do?
I'm going to start writing down everything I learned by looking around. The species that are here, this little port town. I'll find out the name later.
Okay.
That's fine.
I want to try to look around and see if there are any people selling anything. I want to learn what these people put value in.
Okay. Being at the port, this is where a lot of merchants seem to come and set up small stalls. These aren't the very big shops, but these are more of what you'd expect to be probably traveling merchants, more well-versed orcs in the rest of the world who are more open to dealing with outsiders. You see the occasional brothel as well, and looking in, you see some very muscular women for the most part.
Snicknesh is going there.
Okay. Snicknesh goes in. The immediate whiff of very hearty meats, very strong sense of what you assume to be some sort of fruit, and sailors of all sorts of races walking about, talking with orcish women who are being challenged constantly to feats of strength.
This is my place. Anyways, I'll let them do their thing.
Okay.
But, yeah, I just wanted to say that.
All right, Snicknesh goes off, and one of the Czar kind of looks to one of the sailors and just kind of points and does keep an eye on him as Czar heads off into the town. And yeah, Czar just kind of nods and says, "If you need me, you know where to find me. Just look for Well, a shrouded tall figure.
Fair enough. Is there a marketplace that I could see?
Yeah, you can see one off on a few blocks down the city, where there's a larger, more merchant shops that are a bit more well designed. From here, many different ones with cloaks over the head of their shops that are of some different animal skins and such. But it seems a lot more busy.
There.
Okay. Okay. Bardris, what about you?
After taking notes, I'm gonna go make sure Snickness doesn't kill anybody.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna go into the brothel. All right.
I'm just following him to make sure he doesn't murder somebody. I'd rather not have that.
We'll come back to you in a moment. All right.
Yeah.
Caspian, as you head towards the center of very much this rather large settlement, where at least most people seem to be going up through the main road, you see multiple races: orcs, Goliaths, dwarves. Some of the newer races, a few looking humanoids with rather large, almost bird-like wings. A few that look similar but more dark or paler skinned and with dark and strange tattoos on them. You see a couple of very large, what you can only explain to yourself as humanoid pigs that look like they are ready to chop things in half. And you see multiple different shops as you're looking around. It seems mostly to be animal byproducts, skins, leathers, different bones, a few plants here and there. You do catch one that a plant that's kind of unique that you've never seen before. It seems to be a strange looking, almost apple-like shape, green colored fruit that has lighter green spots on it. But otherwise, yeah, this seems to be what you'd expect of a more primordial kind of species in what they value. You do see a lot of copper. That is something that is noted that in a lot of their valuables and their higher priced items is copper designed craftsmanship.
Gotcha. Okay. I want to dip off into an alley, just so no one will see, and I want to cast Detect Magic just so it's active. So that'll be active for 10 minutes, and I just kind of want to walk around, peruse things, and if anything's within like 30 feet of me that is magical, I'll be able to see that.
And what shape are you taking form of while you're walking about?
Same Dragonborn soldier that I was as I got off the ship.
Okay. Alright, yeah, as you go out...
I'm not changing shape in there.
As you go about, you notice there aren't many guards, or at least none that you recognize. I mean, you see people of all sorts with weapons and items and such. Your Detect Magic picks up a lot of magic coming from the two different peoples that you continuously see. The first being these humanoid kind of tanner with these giant bird-like wings, as well as almost their exact opposite of the paler humanoids with dark tattoos, and on occasion you catch some wings that look a little more darkened and broken, but not much magic seems to be very common around here. You do see on occasion as you're walking about, and something that kind of sparks is a magic you've never noticed before, as you see a couple shops here and there that have these strange crystals with engravings on them. Just kind of sitting in small little bone-like boxes in the window of a couple of shops.
What school is it?
You don't know. You can't tell. This seems to not be a magic of the world you're familiar with.
Okay, but I automatically learned the school because of the spell.
Yes. They don't seem to have a school. It seems to be raw mana, if anything.
Interesting.
I
want to head over there.
Okay, as you head into the shop, it's a rather well put together shop. The building, you notice, has a lot of copper and bronze looking creation or art and such on the building, engravings into the wood logs and everything like that. The glass even itself is colored, which you haven't seen many shops similar to that. And as you go in, you see an older orc gentleman. He seems to be kind of leaning over, but still even hunched over. He still seems to be at least 6 foot. Very well muscular, carrying a very large and gnarled cane that you would almost describe as a small tree trunk. And he just kind of looks at you and goes, "Ah, a new customer. How can I help you?"
First things first, just kind of want to get surface thoughts off him.
He seems like he's happy to see you. You seem to be his first customer of the day.
Oh, wow.
Note, it's midday by this point.
Oof. Oh, buddy. I go, well, I'm, obviously, I kind of motion to myself up and down. I'm from out of town. We're just kind of stopping by as our ship resupplies. And I noticed this fine establishment. Can I ask, what are those crystals you have on display?
Ah, yes. Very rare item. It keeps the lights on in this shop, so to speak. As you do notice that each of the little lanterns in his shop seem to be magically lit with a light spell that continuously recasts.
Impressive.
He goes, yes, they're pure mana crystals. I got them on cheap during my travels to the Knoll lands. They grow them there. It's supposedly a source of mana storing as well as magic just in its purest form. They even say men without magic could use this to cast.
Is that so?
Mm-hmm. Yes, but they're very temperamental and growing. Supposedly, it's unless you're one of the New World species, it's almost impossible to grow them. You have to have a lack of mana vein, is what I've been told, as it sucks the magic out of a person when it's growing. Otherwise,
Oh. A little less appetizing, I might.
these are fully grown. Don't worry. I don't buy the young. I don't buy seeds. Too many faults with that, and I don't feel like putting a price tag to that.
Understood. Well, are these for sale, or are they,
Yes.
the only ones you have?
No,
in the shop?
the 10 I have on the shelves are for sale. I do have a few more special orders, as he kind of has a slight lisp to it, in the back, but those are a little more on the pricier side, and if you're just a simple traveling merchant, I wouldn't recommend even bother with them. Most on average, they go for around 70,000 gold pieces, the ones in the back, so I don't tend to bring them out, as you can imagine.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But the ones up front, they're only around 10,000 gold pieces. They're a lot cheaper on the end. They are more generalized magic, as they're just a pure form of mana rather than specifically any sort of elemental or schools that are saved up. They can be put into weapons if you have the gold. I'm more than happy to have that custom ordered for you.
I do not.
No, I understand. No issue. Feel free to look, though, and tell your friends. It's always good to have word get around.
Absolutely will. Does he have any other magic items around the shop?
In fact, he does. And give me a minute to pull that up. That will take me a minute. Oh, not what I wanted. Give me one sec. Alright. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. I have the list. It just takes a minute to find it. He goes, I have a few apparition stickers if you're interested. They're really fun.
What?
An apparition sticker, and he pulls a little wood box and opens it up, and you see a bunch of small, like, yellow dyed stickers with black painted smiley faces. They seem to be made of wax, and he goes, once you stick them to something, though, they can't be unstuck.
Oh my. That sounds incredibly fun. What else do you have?
I have this pouch, this belt that I found. You reach inside, and he kind of he pulls out this simple leather pouch with what looks to be a strange little star marking painted onto it in more of a light greenish color. And you pull out random things as he pulls out a small mouse. And as you realize, it's a stuffed mouse. It was random things that are completely inappropriate for the situation, is what the seller told me.
I like the idea of that item. That's great.
It is 5 gold pieces if you're interested.
Also sounds very fun. I think I may add that to the cart. We'll circle around back to it. What else you got?
He pulls out this kind of thing of glasses, and he goes, some bifocals of the basilisk. As you see there, literally around the glass portion, they are little 2 snake heads that seem to have been carved in by like a child that was imagining a snake, as they are very crudely done. He goes, these things give you a better dark vision, make it you immune to petrifying, and on occasion, give you a petrifying gaze. However, it has been known to petrify the user. I should warn.
Interesting. So they're immune, but they still...
It makes you immune, but on a rare occasion, it malfunctions, yes.
I think... how much are those?
If you'll buy them off me right now, I'll give them to you for 2 gold.
Done. Let's do it.
Yeah.
What else you got?
Alright. Here, let me add that to your character sheet real quick.
I'll take off 2 gold.
Yeah. These are legit items, by the way, from the this thing I had to make. It's the magic book of random items or something of that sort. He goes, I have a unwilting black rose. It just never wilts. And it makes
Good for a
all...
lover. I have none at the moment.
Well, it makes all liquid drinkable. And it tastes amazing.
Any catches to that one?
I mean, I bought it off a roguish gentleman who said he used it on a cup of poison to make someone drink it, thinking it was rum.
Oh. Delightful.
Mm-hmm. Semi-used.
You know what? Yeah, I'll take that.
That'll be 4 gold pieces.
Alright.
Alright, let me add that to your thing. You're just gonna fucking stock up and then resell this shit, aren't you?
Maybe.
I feel like
to
I feel
pass
like
up
he's
to
gonna-
no downsides.
I feel like he's gonna use some of it though. So I think he's gonna actually use.
I want that belt that made a toy mouse. I really do.
Great. I have an old item. As he pulls out the sword and sets it down. It's called the Blade of Bloof. I don't know who Bloof is, but that's what the Yuan-Ti kept telling me the name was of the person.
Interesting.
Apparently, it was once swung by the ancient Drow Queen, that Spider Queen chick, you know? The one that everyone keeps drawing weird things of.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, apparently she used to use this to, bathe in the blood of her enemies, the common story. It's about 200 gold pieces.
Of course. How many other things does he have to show me?
Oh, you can see he's got a plethora behind that shelf that he can grab.
Are you
Do
pulling
I
out random
sense-
magic items to tell him about?
Yeah, I have...
Detect magic. Are there any of these items that are like actually strong magic?
The Bloof Blade definitely is. It's of a legendary level or higher.
Yeah.
Oh.
I looked it up out of curiosity. It really is.
There's also something that catches your eye that has a weird thing. It's a ring. But it seems to have a lot of medicinal purposes to it.
Interesting.
I,
You know what? Let's stick that one in the cart. I'm very interested in that blade. What's that ring you got back there?
oh, you want the blade? That's 200 gold.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. I want to see what else you got.
Oh,
first.
okay. Yes, I have a book of medicine by the famous doctor Mizna, the
Not
castrator.
interested. What's that ring?
Oh, that as he pulls out the ring, you see it turns it creates a hollow light image of a book that is signed
Oh, damn it.
Book of Medicine by Mizna. Yes, I will warn the last man who used this went on a testicle cutting spree. I do not recommend.
You know what? I think I'll take that blade.
All right. He smiles.
No, take the ring.
He goes, and he kind of hands it off and goes, enjoy this. It's a simple short sword, but it should serve you well.
It's one hell of an item.
I'll see if I can do anything with it.
And if you ever need anything else, feel free to come bother me.
course, of course. I appreciate the service.
Oh yes, yes.
Could I, by the way, on the way out, could I snag that belt with the random things?
My belt.
that
Yes.
bag?
Yes.
Yeah.
On that one.
How much was that? 5?
Yes, yes, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
And he goes, I truly appreciate this. I will, make sure that if you ever want to come back, bring some friends. I'm more than happy to sell more things.
Of course. And by all means, I myself am a traveling merchant, so if you're ever looking to restock your shelves, I have a lot of interesting things from the lands to the east.
Honestly, and right now, items from the west are what sell. So if you're traveling that way and you wish to come back through here, I'll give you a premium of 20% on whatever you find.
Fair enough. Good to know.
He nods and goes, and by the way, if you ever need assistance, I'm part of the Black Talon Guild. You can always reach me through that. My distant cousins, the Zariuses, are well known around in the Eastern Lands. I imagine you've heard of them.
Passingly, yes.
Yes, yes. Mother was a dwarf, father was an orc. Somehow I ended up over 6 feet tall.
And as handsome as the both of them combined.
Truly, truly. I just can't keep them off me even at my age. Bones don't work no more, but they still try.
To be you. Anyway, I'm out.
Thank you, good sir. And he kind of goes back to, he pulls out a book that as you kind of catch a glimpse of, says romance novel for the young.
Of course.
Yeah. Well, all the items are added to your character sheet now.
Appreciate it. Impressive.
Yeah, and I will mention that Blueblade, I believe, takes a requirement of evil or neutral to attune to.
Pretty sure we're all neutral.
We're all neutral.
Yeah, neutral or evil alignment. Yep.
None of us are good.
Let me see. I can't actually remember.
Yeah, you are lawful neutral.
Hey, look at that.
Yeah, you're good.
I wanna just ritual identify it when I get back to the boat to see if it's cursed.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's fine.
But cautious about this shit. And I am not attuning to the bifocals.
Alright. As you, kind of head back, we'll come back to you in a moment.
Alright.
Bardris and Snicknish.
Yeah.
So, Bardris, as you follow Snicknish in, you see him immediately go around and kind of growling on occasion at a few of the other male customers, seems to start gathering a bundle of women who seem to not fight it, really, to be honest, as one of them kind of points over to a couch, a nice fluffier couch that they can sit on, and one of the bigger gals, Snicknish catches her name to be Bertha, offers to arm wrestle him, exchange for gold.
Alright, well, I'm gonna go then, because he's fine, as long as no one's dying.
I don't have.
That's perfectly okay.
I don't have gold. How strong does this lady look?
This woman looks really strong.
About as strong as Snicknish?
Maybe stronger.
Maybe strong.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have gold, or else I would.
The other one that has gold is Caspian. We're both broke.
Let's see. I can't take off my nose, right? My prosthetic nose.
You don't even know it's there.
I don't even know it's there. Right.
I will mention, so Snicknish, as you're looking at Bertha, you notice, so to give you a description of this woman, she's about roughly, you'd say, 6-ish feet, long hair, very pointed ears. She seems to be wearing a sort of almost ballerina-like tutu around her waist, but in front of a very long skirt made of what looks to be probably some sort of scaly creature that was skinned and just basically bought and turned into a skirt. And then is bearing a very roughly chainmail-esque shirt on top of that has like strange boxes going along her chest. You're not sure what it is, but you notice that she does have, there's something in them. You do also notice on her side she has a pair of brass knuckles, like kind of belted onto her, and a little bird that likes to sit on her shoulder. A little what looks to be a falcon, from your guess.
Birdie.
And she just kind of puts her arm out in front and like waits.
I'm going to give her 4 copper because that's all I have.
She nods, and she waits for your hand to grasp.
All right, let's do this. I'll do it.
As you grasp her hand, I mean, your hand is bigger than hers by a good couple inches. You're a massive predator overall. But she seems to give you a good grip. This is someone who's confident, even seeing your size.
Okay, I'm excited to see how this goes.
Roll a strength check.
That's a 24.
You easily manage to grab her hand and slam it into the desk, and she looks at you and goes, "Well, shit." And pulls out a gold piece and hands it to you.
Awesome.
Not
I'll take that gold.
Not even hesitating, and goes, "Have you met my friend Cindy?" As she points to the falcon.
No, I have not. I'm gonna say this as snicknish as possible, so no.
Okay. She goes, "She likes you."
Birdie.
Truly. You know, you'd do well for yourself over in the new world.
That's where friends go.
Big orc women there. Very strong orc women there.
Yes, strong women.
Strong
women good.
Strong 8 foot, 600 pound orcish queen.
Snicknish begins to drool.
You should let your friend know, the short stubby one with the beard that came in here a minute ago.
Tiny man, I yell.
Bardris, at this point, you are halfway down the dock.
Yep.
And you just hear someone yell out, "Tiny man."
We keep walking. Not my problem.
All right.
I'm going.
I'm sure there are other tiny men. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking all the women with me. They're coming. I'm chasing after him.
As you go to head out, as you get to the door, give me a minute. I'm just fighting the character sheet for this gentleman. There he is. A very grizzled-looking orcish man with a kind of curved, rusty sword that looks to be what would be basically the same size as a claymore, wearing full plate chest, but a almost sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Like cloth around his for his lower half.
Yeah.
On the armor looks to be a strange sun drawn onto it. Just stands in front of you. This man is old. He's got weird spots on his head, long gray beard, and he just looks at you and stops in front of the door, blocking your way. And he's roughly 6 feet-ish.
Okay. Huh. I'm gonna try and get around him.
As you go to try and walk around him, he continues to move into your way.
I'm gonna just slowly, push him to the side, just nudge him over so I can go through the door, and say, "Excuse me, sorry, excuse me." Sorry.
As you go to push him, he doesn't seem to move very much. That's what this man looks like, by the way, for those wondering. And he just kind of stares at you. And yes, that is a drawing from something I've made. Not my personal drawing artist I hired.
Oh.
And he looks at you and goes, "Put the women down." And just waits.
I'm gonna look around. just take a look at the place a little bit longer.
Are you looking for anything in particular?
And then I'll drop the women.
Oh, okay. He just kind of nods and steps out of your way, letting you through.
And then I take him.
Cannot have woman want a man.
Alright, I need to create another character sheet. Give me a minute.
If he's...
We're fighting him now. Oh no.
Oh no.
Give me a few minutes. While I was not expecting this. Did not have a character sheet for this character.
You gotta have a character sheet, you don't know what Snake Fish is gonna do now.
You know, that's fair. That's very fair. But normally,
he said put the women down, so I picked up the men.
Men.
He didn't say anything about men.
oh god damn it! I was not. You know, as a DM, I plan for many a things.
Look, this is good. This is my chance to get away from the Snake Fish before he comes chasing me.
You
yeah.
feel a froggy hand on your shoulder. You really don't know how this orc individual identifies.
Oh, if that's the case, then
You're
I'll put
making
the
a
right
lot of
one.
assumptions here.
That is true.
That could turn out to be actual microaggression triggers.
Right. Okay. That is fair. If that's the case, then I'll put him down. I didn't know that. Okay. So
Maybe I'll
frog
do a
man
character sheet. Maybe you're good,
disappears.
yeah.
I'll put the man down then, and I'll just start walking.
The man just kind of looks at you confused, like he's drawn his sword, he was ready, and now he's kind of bothered by the fact that you just walked away.
I wave bye to him and the girls.
The girls seem to be like just smiling and laughing about the whole situation. He seems really angry right now because he was like ready to go, and then you just walked off.
Yep.
And the DM wasn't just making a character sheet for him, and now has to now doesn't need to. Okay, well. All right.
I mean, do you want to make a
you're
character sheet?
good. I mean, I'll make this
Okay.
later. As you kind
Probably
of
for the best.
yeah, because I was halfway through rolling his stats. As you go in and walk off, the man just kind of lets it go and puts his sword away, and then goes back to sitting at the next to the door. Snake Nash, give me a perception check and an intelligence check.
0 for the perception check.
Oh, nice. He's blind.
And 8 for the intelligence check.
All right, as you look around, Snake Nash, you see many short men with long beards. They all look the same.
I grab one of the short men and I say, "Short man."
Hey, I'm
And
a
I start
woman,
saying-
goddammit!
Oh. I grab another one of the short men and start shaking them and say, "Short man."
He kind of looks at you, and it's this like short, white-haired looking gnome, and he goes, "Huh? What the fuck? No! Don't eat me! Don't eat me!"
Wrong one.
Wrong one. I just keep doing the same exact thing and move on to the
As I
next
keep
until I
it-
find the short.
Further away.
You do.
Do any of us see this?
After about 10 minutes of him doing this, you see Snicknash kind of walking away with this very dark-skinned, white-bearded dwarf who has very large, like, furry-looking rhino that he's walking next to, and Snicknash is just following him. As this man's got, like, things in his beard. To give you an idea, the man he is currently following... let's see if I can go here. I have a picture for this one as well. This man looks like he could be a ranger of some sort. And
do I see him? Do I see?
yeah,
this?
Bardrus and Caspian, you guys eventually end up meeting up. As Caspian was already heading back, and as you left Bardrus, you happened to run into him, and now you see Snicknash is just following this gentleman.
Snicknash, what are you doing?
Huh?
Snicknash,
Yeah.
and I say in his head, "Turn around."
I turn around as soon as he says that. I just do a complete
And
180.
you see a very tall dragonborn and another short hairy man.
Short man. I grab short man.
Why?
As Snicknash just goes running off, you see the dwarf kind of looking, turns around and like looks at you guys and kind of starts to head over in your general direction, carrying a book, and this kind of looks like he's reading through it as he's looking up and watching this.
I found short man. All me. Big brain. Smart Snicknash. Snicknash smart.
The dwarf kind of looks at you both and goes, "My name's Cord. I assume the tall fellow belongs to you lot."
That's
nod.
He's one of ours.
I nod my head up and down. This is Short Man.
He was trying to eat a gnome earlier, and I was a little worried.
Yeah, sorry, he'll do that when he gets hungry.
Yeah.
We got food back at the ship for him.
Good. Wanted to make sure.
That reminds me. I'm hungry.
Yep, we got you, Snicknash. It's alright.
Okay.
Well, if you ever need help and anything like that, name's Cord. And this, as he points to the very hairy-looking rhinoceros, is Telpa, or is Torcuda my Telpa.
Well, nice to meet you, Cord.
You as well. Have you? I wish you good travels. And he turns and starts walking off again, and back in the direction he was going.
Bye, other Short Man.
He waves. Just continues.
Does Snicknash still have the little thing on him that says, "My name is Snicknash, if then
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
return to Barbarous"?
Mm-hmm. Oh, man. And this man looks to have found Bardress. So, yeah, you guys are now all on dock. It's late afternoon at this point that you guys have been about. You notice there's no dead bodies anywhere, so Snicknish hasn't killed anybody.
That's a win.
There is an old gnome that looks to have got passed out, but you're not sure if that's Snicknish or the drink. Snicknish, of course, recognizes as the gnome who fainted in his hands.
I wave at the unconscious gnome.
And as it's kind of getting to, mid-afternoon, you see Zar's finally come back, kind of walking about, enjoying himself and smiling as he seems to be carrying a rather large leather bag full of, immediately as Caspian's Detect Magic is still somewhat active, I assume, as a recasting, is flaring off. There are a lot of magic items in that. They all seem to be very low on common tier.
Oh, gotcha. He went to the same shop. I fucking love it.
Maybe.
Maybe.
And Zar just kind of walks up to you guys and says, "Are we staying on the ship, or are we staying in an inn, boys?" And Snicknish.
How long is the ship docked here for?
He said a few days.
As long as we need it. They're under our hire currently. They're not planning. They're just heading west as we're going.
Are they done resupplying?
It'll take them a few days to resupply.
Okay. Well, if you guys would like, I can get us an inn, or
Orc women.
or we can stay here. Orc women?
Orc women.
Snicknash was in the brothel earlier.
How much do I owe?
None, I think, actually.
I show him the gold piece that I got from the orc woman.
Snicknash, you look at me. How many fingers of women? How many women?
How many women do you...
Give me an intelligence check, Snicknash.
That's an 8.
Can I, like, looking into his head, see how many he's thinking?
As he starts to count on his fingers, he gets lost after 3. And you can see that he is generally thinking many, but he doesn't know the name for the number.
And since I
Gotcha.
walked in, can I try to remember how many were at the couch with him?
Yeah, give me an intelligence check.
I'm gonna hope this goes well. I only have a +1.
It was all of them.
That's an 18.
You counted 36 when you were in there.
Oh!
Plus one that you realized was definitely a man in a tutu with a scaly skirt. That Snicknish was arm wrestling.
Well, Caspian, I wasn't there the whole time, but I counted about 36 when I stopped and made sure he didn't kill anybody.
All right.
I show
But
him the gold.
I don't know if we owe money because they kind of just let him leave. So
Okay. I am going to. I mean, let's bring Snicknash back to the brothel. That's where he wants to stay for the night. I'm happy to stay on the ship.
my.
Snicknash, come with me.
Okay.
Really need a collar for him at this point.
We already got him. We'll get him a collar later. We already have the thing.
We have the name tag.
As you're kind of walking along, Barjas, you immediately recognize the Copper Tooth as the name of the brothel that Snicknesh was in. And you can see an old orc still just kind of sitting outside, sitting with a large claymore that's kind of crooked and rusted. And the man just kind of looks up and goes, "You're back. Great."
Women.
How you doing, friend? Snicknesh, please be silent. My companion over here is looking for some companionship tonight.
Yes, I saw that. He was arm wrestling with Gordo.
Oh, yes, of course. As is per custom. Can we enter?
Yeah.
Is he, like, in our way?
No, he's not in your way. He's just sitting off to the side.
Gotcha. Alright, we'll head in.
Alright, as you do, you see a very burly-looking orc with long hair standing over in the distance, wearing what looks to be a tutu with a scaly skirt. All the other women seem to have kind of gone off with other customers at this point, or look to be eating or drinking. But this one... yeah.
This one appears to be like the madam of the house.
Pretty much.
Okay. I want to head over to her.
She comes over, or as you guys come over, she kind of looks up at you and takes a big chunk out of a rather large turkey leg and sets the leg down. Hot. Noticing that she ate a piece, you can see that his teeth tore into the bone itself.
Oh, nice.
They kind of stand up and go, "How can I help you, laddie?"
First things first, surface thoughts,
This is a man. This is clearly a man. This is a very gay man.
Oh.
This is a cross-dressing man.
Gotcha.
I don't think Snicknesh cares, but...
I don't think he does either.
I don't think Snicknesh cares either.
Oh, God. Alright. Fair.
He's cool with us being in here, though?
Yeah, doesn't seem bothered in the slightest. As you guys walk over, in fact, the lady of the house kind of even recognizes Snicknesh. She goes, "Here for Ren too."
Yes.
She pulls over her table and puts her arm on her elbow on the table.
Let's do this again.
All right, roll your strength.
22.
You meant it. It's a tough fight this time as you're holding and grasping, trying to push the arm down. Barely managing it finally after about a few minutes to push over the edge and just slam the hand into the table, winning the match. And she sets they set another gold piece down and goes, "I like this one." And she grabs him by the scruff of his neck and starts dragging him upstairs.
I give thumbs up as I walk away.
A moment of your time before you enjoy your festivities.
And she looks for a second, holds up one finger to you, Caspian, and you see her pull something out of a pouch, a little leather piece of leather cord. She grabs both of Snicknesh's hands and starts wrapping them, and then comes back down after tying it into a knot.
Oh.
Snicknesh, you can't move your hands. Oh, and Caspian goes quiet for a second, contemplating the situation.
I'll just be on the ship.
His bird is looking at this, turns and walks.
I never entered the brothel. I'm just gonna stay on the ship.
Oh, okay.
Snicknesh can't move his hands.
No, you give me a strength saving throw, Snicknesh.
Saving throw?
Yeah.
That's a 23.
As you go to try and pull your hands away and break them apart, the cord seems to glow and then pull them tighter.
Oh.
And the very large and muscular woman to you, Snicknesh, goes, "Oh, no. They'll come off here in a moment. I just want to make sure my prey doesn't get away."
Oh. Is that a trigger word for Snicknesh? I don't think.
Is it?
I don't know. You seem like the hunter, calling you prey.
I need to think about this real quick.
Gives it a minute. Alright, well, we'll come back to you in a minute. Once Caspian gets back, we'll continue with your scene. Bardris, as you get back to the ship, you do see that Zar has already kind of set up and is going through rifling through his magic items that he's gotten. A bunch of useless stuff from what you can tell. You also
That's
notice he's talking to another dwarven figure, a slightly taller than you, mustached figure with like a little goatee, who seems to be sitting next to another one of those hairy-looking rhino creatures. And Zar just seems to be making jokes, and you also finally catch something as Zar kind of pulls his hood down. He's got a rather large thing of hair all around his neck, and back of his head, and his face, and his chin, like all as one big thing.
Is it like a lion's mane?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool.
Very
Don't
similar.
care. That's pretty awesome.
And the two seem to be joking and laughing as they're having a drink of something that looks to be very red looking in coloration.
I want to pull out one of my books and ask Sar if I can start doing drawings and stuff of the magic items he got. I'm not going to take anything. I just want to grab one at a time and take note of them.
Oh yeah, he kind of looks at you and nods and goes,
Awesome.
Yeah, not a problem. In fact, actually, I found out some interesting information about the Orcish lens you might be interested in.
Oh, I'll get ready to write something down.
He goes, recently, apparently, my friend here, and he looks at Conrad, or the dwarf, and goes, this is Conrad, by the way. Very charismatic young fellow. And Conrad just kind of nods and opens up his drink, and he goes, he goes, we found out recently that the Orcish species apparently used to be all one species. Didn't know that, apparently. There was at one point a great splitting during one of the Age of Expansion. It's not clearly written down when, but he looks and he goes, and apparently they may even originate from the orcs, and that's one with a K as he kind of writes it in the air, from the western lands of the New World. Apparently they came over here on very primal boats. One could wonder how a species that wasn't even discovered for another, 100, 200 years, I imagine, managed to get over here on boats, but, we don't question it. If your friend Snicknesh can exist, truly, anything could be possible.
I can't argue with that.
They're screaming off in the distance from Snicknose.
Oh, God.
As he has now been triggered by the word pray suddenly. And then it suddenly goes absolutely silent as you realize Snicknesh probably just had another one of those leather belts wrapped around his mouth. He can't scream.
I'll just say as I write things down, I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure that's fine.
I'm just imagining guards are rushing towards the brothel at the sound of that.
No, that's actually the one thing you notice, Bardris. No guards seem to be going anywhere near the brothel.
Yep, that's why I think it's fine. This is normal.
And you see the dwarvish fellow with the goatee kind of smiling and goes, yes, I imagine that would be Gordo having his evening fun. He's one of my compatriots. But yes, the orcs, apparently they originate from Incremia. In fact, if anything, they used to be all one species when they came here. Apparently, this Gren flute that they call it, caused them to go green and acts sort of as like a stimulant of growth. Unfortunately, though, if you eat too much of it, it'll cause you to shrivel up and, lose all your muscles. So, yeah, and then apparently...
I'm going to make a note to not let Snicknesh eat those.
Yeah, even apparently some of them were so big on eating people that they turned red and headed off to another land altogether once they were purged from here. Apparently even the orcs in these lands don't like to be eaten.
Oh, so that's how that happened. Okay.
Yeah, that's the supposed tale. Red orcs, green orcs, and black orcs. And then the orc, as I call them. And the man just kind of smiles.
I'm gonna leave a note on the bottom of the page. Make scientific names later.
Yes, I will warn the orc queen. She's a unique one. I would not let any of her compatriots near her. She's been known to take concubines a few times, and I do mean concubines.
Well, I don't know if I can stop Snicknesh from a challenge of strength. That's the worrying part.
Oh, it won't be a challenge of strength. It'll be a challenge of if he can run away from leather straps.
He's done it once. He can do it again.
Fair. feels a humming off in the distance.
Nope, I ignore it. Nope. I'm hearing things.
There is earth tremors.
All right, we'll jump back. Oh, well, Wolf left again as I was about to jump over. Yeah, no, as Zarkish kind of nods and starts handing you magic items that he found. Most of them are just what look to be small rocks that give off a lot of magic, like natural magic to them. The majority of the others seem to be just useless junk that you don't think are worth writing about.
Those are the best kind of magic items. The ones with very little effect that you can use in very intelligent ways.
Well, the only one that catches your eye is a bucket, and it seems to be as you look it over, it just says bucket on it. You're not sure what it does, but it gives off magic.
It's like Nash Watson.
No, I'm gonna look at him. So what's the bucket do? I'm curious.
Zara just looks at you and goes, that's an item of ultimate destruction.
What?
The bucket?
It allows you to travel from this bucket to any bucket in the world that you want.
But that means you have to be small enough to fit in the bucket, right?
Exactly.
How small is this bucket?
It's a rather large bucket from what you can tell. You guess about a foot in diameter.
Okay.
Get in it.
No.
Probably not.
But yeah, alright. We'll come back to you in a moment, Bartress. Caspian, you see as the lady of the house, noticing Snicknish kind of rustling about and being kind of generally annoying and roaring, kind of goes up to him, takes another leather strip from her bag and wraps it around his mouth and goes, "Now you be quiet till later, my prey." And she comes back down and looks at you and goes, "Now how may I help you, young man? Are you looking for another woman?"
Actually, yes. How much do they charge for a night?
If you can beat them in a chance of strength, they'll sleep with you for free.
Okay. How many women can I send to your room with him?
I don't share my prey.
Understood. I myself am not very strong, so how much do they generally ask for a night?
Gold piece a night, if that's the case.
Understood. I will return.
Alright.
How many women do you have available for tonight?
She looks around.
He has a plan.
She looks around the room and goes, "If I had to guess, no, without customers currently, 12 left. Most of the men that come to these ports aren't really willing to sleep with them unless they can win. They want a free night, as you will. Not many of these women have ever been beaten."
There's literally just walked up to them.
I'm sorry.
No worries, Wolf. You good? Oh, he had to deal with something. Okay.
Snickers literally just walked up to them. He's just like, and they're just like, okay. I find that funny.
Yeah, we'll see how he does tonight. As we jump back over to Bardra's for a moment, Conrad continues to look, kind of chat with Bardra's and goes, "Yeah, I take it you're heading west from here."
Right to the New World.
I highly recommend heading towards the Dwarven lands. There's a couple of pieces of territory you might find some interesting information on. Apparently,
I'll add that to where we should go next.
You're a dwarf of the New World, right?
I'm not, right? Am I?
Not to you, you're not.
No.
Yes. You're from that holy Dwarven Empire, right?
Oh, well, yeah.
New to us, then. New to us. I'm an Encremian dwarf, if you will.
I'm gonna write that down.
He looks and he goes, I believe your speakers to the concept call us, and he opens up his notebook and starts kind of flipping through it for a minute and goes, elves, dragons, he goes, we're called the Vadan.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna write down that those equal each other. That's the same thing.
You lot are known to us as the, well, I don't know if you're a hill or a mountain, but I know the mountains are called Ulvares in the tongue from our lands. I think you're the Ulivari.
Well, by our classification, I'm a hill dwarf.
Ah,
Gotcha.
your language is, unforgiving, truly.
Yes, but I'm sure our side would say the same. Cultural differences and all.
Truth be told, truth be told. How much do you know about your, native cousins?
Okay, situation dealt with.
Quite a bit. I have notes on almost everything from my native lands.
Good, good. You'll be a good traveling compatriot. And we'll jump back from you for a moment, Bardris, to Caspian and Snicknash. Caspian, she points out that there's around 12 to 18-ish, as she's starting to count a little bit more that are available.
Okay. I say, hold those girls. I got a friend who's going to be in about 5 minutes. He's going to love them. 18 gold. I got you. I'll hand that over right now. I'll actually add in 5 extra, just cause.
Is he going to be a prisoner? Because we don't charge. Is he coming willingly, I should say?
Oh, he's coming willingly.
Ah,
If
gotcha.
you're trying to get me to come over there, I'm not going to.
Well, I guess one of the ladies will take care of it. I'm going to take this one as she now starts pulling out what looks to be a spiked dog collar with a long rope. I'm going to take this one for some interest. We're going to play a little prey and hunter.
Have fun with him. How much for the collar when you're done with him?
We'll speak to that if it's still if he can't break out of it.
Understood.
As she latches it around Snicknash's neck. Snicknash, this thing immediately tightens to a comfortable grip around your neck as the woman of the house, or lady of the house, starts dragging you up the stairs. Like, not really trying to be nice, just pulling and not caring if you decide to follow or not, as you find yourself unable to pull away.
What is it with Snicknash?
Completely 100% straight-faced, serious salute to Snicknash.
Yo, what is it with Snicknash and really domineering lovers in this campaign?
Listen, he is a power bottom.
He's making the 8, man. He is making the 8. He's got to get a bastard son in every kingdom. That's the whole goal. I'm
curious to see how that goes. Yeah.
He looks at you, the lady of the house kind of smiles and drags Snicknash up. Snicknash, as you get into this room, it's a really nice and frilly room. A lot of pink colors. There's a ton of food on the table. There is beer, something that's stronger smelling, different pelts of different beast skulls of massive animals that have been hunted with names underneath them. And the lady of the house just kind of looks at you and lets the collar go and kind of unwinds the leather strap so that way you can move your hands but doesn't unwind the one around your mouth. And just puts a finger up to her mouth to keep you quiet.
Okay.
And that we'll leave that for Snicknash for the night as the inn starts rocking rather loudly. Caspian, where are you going after that?
I head out into an alleyway just somewhere people can't see me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I turn into a not super skinny, but kind of lithe, toned orc man.
Mm-hmm.
Strong jaw, big old tusks, and skinny man muscles.
And what
Like,
color?
I'm still weak as fuck, but skinny man muscles. What color were most of the orcs in this
It's a
town?
mix of green and black, majority black.
I'll take black then.
Okay.
And I'll wait a couple minutes and head into the brothel.
All right. After a few minutes, heading into the brothel, you see the large gentleman orc at the front, still standing in front of the door, just polishing the sword that he's been that's still looking rusted and beaten to all hell. No, he doesn't block you or anything. He just kind of nods as you go in, and
I just nod back at him.
you see plenty of orcish women walking about.
I go, all right. My friend said this was a fine establishment. I want you, and you.
Mm-hmm.
13. Okay.
And I toss a sack of 20 gold onto the table.
They all nod and just kind of start dragging you up towards the room. They literally actually pick you up as you're crowd surfing up the stairs.
That's fair. This is a new land. I'm going to enjoy the new custom.
And at that point, as you get into the room, you find yourself belted to a bed, gagged with a rather large, what you'd guess is some sort of animal's very cleaned gallbladder that is filled with some sort of stuffing to keep you quiet, and you are chained down, and the night continues.
Mm-hmm.
Bardris, as you're sitting there with Conrad and Zar, who are getting drunker and drunker by the minute, just enjoying themselves, telling stories and jokes, Conrad mentions something about having spent some time in the Snow Dwarf lands, Gnomish lands, before an explosion was wrought, chasing down a dwarven woman with a lot of money that she had managed to kidnap, and a lot of information. And just kind of smiles and says, "So, Bardris, I'm curious. Where's your Talippa?"
We don't actually have those in our native lands.
You don't have to. Boy, when you get to the Dwarvish lands, you need one for a mount.
See, I can actually do this, and I'm gonna summon my my pale.
No. That's not a Dwarvish mount.
I mean, well, yes, no. This thing is so that if it dies in battle, I can kind of resummon it. So it's a disposable mount.
Oh, that's the kind of dwarf you are. And he kind of goes back to drinking quietly.
Well, I mean, it's not alive, so that's
Uh-huh.
I'll get a proper mount when we go to the New World. That's it'll be an interesting study.
Snicknesh has been your mount recently.
Yeah,
and Snicknesh has been everyone's mount recently.
Yeah. in many ways.
Zara just kind of looks at Bardris and goes, "Yeah, you gotta forgive him. He's the dwarves of the new land. They're a little more particular about their animals." As he kind of sloshes his drink a little bit onto his items.
They're more animal focused than.
Yes. They're also a classes system, so you'll have to be careful about that. I highly recommend when we get there, before we depart, you should seek out a library, or a bookstore, see if you can find information.
I'll do that in the morning.
Most of the races are well known. I don't recommend going out at night. The Orcish women around here are known for kidnapping any man they can find.
Yeah, so I'll go to the library in the morning to learn what I can.
Smart man.
Earthquakes.
And he kind of looks and he goes, "I recommend enjoying your night," as he just kind of leans back and falls over and starts snoring. And the illusion spell cancels on him, and you realize this is a Leonin. Or rather, from your experience, this would be one of the more well-known Tabaxi clans. This is one of the higher-ranking Tabaxi clans, known to have gained kingship many a times.
He doesn't want people to know he's a Leonin, clearly, because he's using the spell.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put his hood back up and lay him in a way that people can't see.
As soon as you put the hood back up, his face goes back to being human, a very old human man.
Yeah, I'm going to make sure that stays up.
Okay. And Conrad just kind of smiles at you and kind of stands up wobbly, and grabs onto his telpa, and starts kind of walking off the boat and nods and waves his hand as he walks off.
Yeah, that's if he doesn't want people to know he's a Leonin, that's fine. That's none of my business.
That's true. All right. And are you going to retire?
However,
oh yes. Mm-hmm.
my daily check of
I need to write these fucking down ahead of time, motherfucker.
The daily whisper jar. What do we got? Let me get my notes right. 45. Right. We're almost done. We're at 5 out of 8.
I know. Give me a minute. I gotta find something.
Get 2 ready. Another one in the morning.
I'm just trying to find. Okay. I got you one. As you go to sit down in your own room, which you do, each of you do have a kind of little room in the bottom of the ship, away from everyone, as Czar kind of paid for. You go down. You hear one of the crewmates above pulls up the gangplank and just kind of pulls it in so no one can get on board the boat without making a lot of noise. And as you kind of sit down and open the jar, you hear the words, or a very quiet for a second, and then go, "That's not how the gods work. Don't make me call." And then it kind of floods out for a minute, and then you hear, "He's breaking the rules." And then you hear the sounds of whooshing air suddenly as something and breaking of ground. And then you hear a strange gnomish voice go, "Bye." And then it goes silent.
Uh-huh. I can assume who that was, but Barter's would.
Mm-hmm.
So. Alright. I don't see a reason to keep that one. So I'm gonna clear that one out.
Okay.
Am I nothing to you?
I mean, that to Bargerus, no, not really.
All right. As you close the urn, everything goes silent again. And as you kind of fall asleep, Bargerus, give me a D20 roll, no modifiers.
Just a D20. Should I have D20?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I feel like I'm gonna die if I fail. I don't like that.
No. I usually giggle when I'm about to kill you.
11.
11? Okay. So, as you're kind of peacefully sleeping, thinking of that dreaming of that huge library that you're one day going to own back in your homeland, seeing yourself sitting at a desk with the title Renowned Researcher and a nice little golden plaque. A couple of younger dwarves coming around organizing books for you and asking you random questions that you answer more out of annoyance to get them to leave you alone while you're working on a book titled The World's History, A True World's History by Bargerus. For a moment, suddenly it kind of breaks away and you see a very old-looking dragonborn with golden scales, bright green eyes, full plate, and he just kind of stands in front of you, and you only can tell he's old by the fact that his scales even themselves have wrinkles, which you didn't know was anatomically possible. And as you kind of look at the man, that was the weirdest time for Cameron to message me about the deck of many things. Okay.
Yeah, Bargerus is gonna cock his head a little bit and kind of just look and wait for them to say something.
The man just kind of sits there for a second, crosses his hands, and kind of smiles and goes, "My son, my joyous son, you have been forced upon me, and I have been forced upon you.
Yeah, that's what I thought this was. Okay.
My name...
I'm gonna kind of reach for the holy longsword and point at him, yeah.
My name is Normak, the Forge Master. I grew up during the time of the High King's starting of his rule. I stood by Hemescus and his wife before the great incident. I even helped Hemescus come up with a way to craft his hammer. Unfortunately for you, you have been given the deity-ish of a god that will probably not be around much longer. I am off to join the battle after the first blade has already been struck. Myself and my many followers are heading that direction, and unfortunately you'll be the last thing left of me. I make no requests or requirements for you to keep your holy power or position. All I ask is that you defend those who are weaker, those who have lost their all, and you seek the knowledge of the world in a way that would prove what actually happened. There's a book deep within the Vadan's old stronghold of Oventium. It is guarded by a very vicious beast, but if you can manage to get past it, you will find the true history of the world and what actually happened. Find this, and you will know all. And then the dream seems to fade as you awake into morning.
I've got an odd feeling that thing's gonna be too strong for the three of us to handle, but we'll try.
At least it's not a God War.
Yeah, no, anything's better than the God War. Yeah, anything's better than that.
God War. Snake Dash, run.
As you kind of wake up, kind of getting up, enjoying. One of the crew members kind of knocks on your door, Bardress, bringing you food, and kind of goes back to the kitchen working. Eventually making, I assume, making your way up there, up to the top deck. You see what looks to be Snicknesh, who has lashes and lashing marks, cuts all over his body, bruising, and he looks very fat. As his stomach has grown 3 sizes. As well as you see a skinny-ish black orc standing beside him, as the two seem to be joking and laughing about something or other.
I'm gonna sigh.
Snicknesh is in Devore.
Yeah, I'm gonna sigh and heal Snicknesh.
Alright. Snicknesh's wounds close. Are you doing medicine, or are you doing lay on hands?
How many?
He's only down 5 HP, so...
It's only a fifth. That's only a third. That's fine. Yeah.
Alright, Snicknesh, as your wounds close and everything like that, you feel great. Both you and Caspian had an interesting night, one that neither of you will probably ever recall, as there was so much drink involved, and leather that, you know... After a while, both of you probably won't recall much of this.
It was a good time.
As you get on the ship, you see Zar's passed out, laying on the ground with a bag of uncommon magic items. It looked like just basically junk, lying around, and his hood up, passed out. As well.
Does Russian have bag of item?
I'm gonna get in front of the bag of item. No,
I won't.
They don't do much.
What do?
As you say that, you notice the very old man, Snicknesh, that you just now know as Mr. X, as the man who's been giving you food and free stuff, kind of looks over you groggily with a red in his eyes and goes, "I can stick a sticker to you. It'll put a smiley face on you for the rest of your life.
I like that idea.
You'll look less menacing."
Put it. I will.
No.
Getting in front of
Snicknesh and pushing him back with my shitty strength. It's like a child pushing against you, really.
I'm gonna look at the old man. You know, it's not good to fall asleep here. You looked cold. Your hood came off. I pulled it back up for you so you'd be a bit warmer.
He kind of smiles and goes, know a trick or two, I take it.
Not quite.
Well,
just don't fall asleep on the...
Snicknesh would like to roll insight.
Snicknesh may roll insight.
Oh god. This will be the one time he gets a higher roll.
16.
Alright, 1 second. Azar is rolling for his deception. Snicknesh, give me an intelligence check as well.
Okay. 18.
Snicknesh, this is one of the few times you understand this man is not telling you the truth. He is doing the utmost sin. He is lying to you.
Why lie? I walk up to him. Why lie?
I'm gonna tap Snicknesh on the arm. In return for I close wounds, you let this go. You don't worry about it.
I want to read his surface thoughts.
Whose surface thoughts?
Bardress's.
I'm just thinking about Snicknesh not killing anybody, so good luck.
That is a fair comment when Snicknesh suddenly goes up in someone's face, yeah.
Yeah,
What?
That's my only worry.
Why lie?
Bardris,
What?
why did you lie?
Because it's not important.
Zara just kind of looks up at all of you and smiles and goes, I recommend dropping it overall, to be honest. If you don't, we may find ourselves without a direction to go, if you will. I would hate to have to put smiley faces all over your giant dragonborn friend. As Zara kind of gives a wry smile at Caspian.
I wonder if it'd be possible for Snicknesh to pedal the boat.
You don't have to, so...
It's not that kind of boat. So
I know it's not, but I wonder if it'd be possible to kayak a sailboat.
You're gonna get attacked by another kraken, and you're gonna get.
You'd have to get really long oars, and... I mean, theoretically, you could use the rails as the oar holes, and, you know...
Where are the trees? Give me a tree.
There aren't many that you saw. In fact, most of these lands are flat and just grass.
Fuck.
Zara just kind of looks up at you all and says, are we, willing to take off, or are we staying here?
Are they ready to take off?
They are ready. The ship's repaired and taken care of. They're resupplied. We can stay here or continue on.
Alright, let's head out.
I wave bye to the women.
You see there's a line of orcish women now outside, all wearing their, the copper tooth, marking, and they are all waving goodbye, a couple with tears.
Are they waving at Snicknesh?
Snicknesh and you, Caspian, as well.
Yes. I'll, smile and wink. And just goodbye.
Alright, as the boat kind of pulls out of dock, the captain continues on the journey. It's going to take you guys another month's worth of heading in that direction. Is there anything you lot would like to do while you wait?
No, just organize my books.
Okay.
I mean, I got something.
And
I mean, I just want to get like a small little reflective surface, like steal someone's mirror or buy it off them. I don't give a shit. And just kind of set it up in my little bunk, and when I have free time, just kind of practice one-liners into my mirror, kind of give a little wolfish grin, wink, just kind of do what I can to become more charismatic.
It's bad that I know what you're referring to. Well, in your personal little personal cabin down on the lower deck, you do have a mirror already in there.
Oh, dope!
Yeah. As well as like a washing bin, basin to, you know, wash up and such as well. That's refreshed every day. So, okay, as you kind of work on that. Snicknesh, yes?
Snicknesh wants to practice fighting and murdering things.
On a boat.
Yes.
In the middle of the ocean.
Well, there's nothing else really Snicknesh can do besides eat. I guess Snicknesh could practice being intimidating. You know what? I'm talking to Caspian. I'm going up to Caspian.
Okay.
Alright. Come in my room. I'm like half naked, staring in the mirror, just like, you are cool. You are attractive. You are. Oh, hey, Snicknesh.
You just like, I'd fuck me. I'd fuck me up. So Snicknose is just coming in. Snicknose is just like, make me scary.
What do you say? Make me scary?
Make me scary.
Alright, well, listen, man, you're plenty scary to me.
Make me scarier.
Oh, alright. Okay, let's work on your roar.
Okay.
And I guess I'll work with him on that for a while.
Okay.
Whisper jar.
He's a pretty naturally scary person already.
I only have a +5 to my intimidation. It's not super high, but
yeah.
Okay.
That's just because I have a really low charisma. So I mean,
We'll come back to you in a bit, Snicknish and Caspian. As you can hear growling. Bardrus, yes. What would you like to do?
The jar, recording 6.
Alright. As you kind of sit down and pop it open. Give me a minute, I'm thinking here. What else can I throw at this? Alright.
What other weird stories can you send at me?
You get a 5-minute long, or an hour-long explanation by a very Scottish-sounding dwarf who sounds like he's getting more deeper in his cups the longer he's talking into this jar, about some sort of strange cinnamon liquor that is known to burn people burn their throats to a point where they will almost die if they don't have a high enough constitution for it. You learn the recipe for, and I can't remember the name of it. I know I have it somewhere, but I think here, give me a minute. I can find out.
This is a way to make money. I can sell this to the strongest alcohol there is. There you go. Here's how Bardrus is going to make his money that he needs for his travels.
I'll get you the name later. But yes, you basically figure out a way to make a cinnamon whiskey of sorts that burns people down, throats down altogether.
Fireball.
Basically.
With
With a dwarven twist.
Alright. Awesome.
Yeah.
That one actually helped me immediately. That's nice.
Mm-hmm. Alright. So as time goes on, the party continues on their session, heading towards the lands. Give me 1 minute to roll something. Doesn't matter. Here we go.
Every time you go to roll for something, you don't tell us what. I get fear. I get afraid of what's gonna happen next.
That is the point of DMs telling you that they're going to roll stuff. Usually they just roll.
Well, I'm
things
extra
happen,
scared because
but-
it's DM. So.
Yeah. So as you guys are heading through the waters, it's pretty much clear the entire time. It's going to take you about a month, and at that point, you can see, as you're getting closer and closer to the lands, you're coming to what looks to be a decrepit, almost dead-like land, as trees are gray and withered. You're seeing rocks themselves that look like they've been cracking constantly. Bush and have been shriveled. No living creatures out and about. You do see off in the distance something that's shining with almost a bright purple light, and seems to be a few miles off from the shore. But there's not even grass in this area. Everything is almost dead and dried up. Snicknish, you gain +1 to your charisma after hours of training, or days of training.
yeah. Wait. No, that'll be. Oh, what? Yeah, 12 charisma and +1.
Okay. And Caspian, you gain advantage on your next charisma roll of any type.
Wait, because I feel like I know what Mike did. Did you mean literally he has a 12 in his charisma and he now has a 10 because he gained 1 charisma?
So I already have advantage on all charisma checks.
Congratulations! You've managed to gain an advantage that doesn't stack, I'm sorry to tell you. No, go ahead and add a +1 to your charisma score, that's fine.
Alright.
Alright, so as you lot manage to finally make it ashore, the captain just kind of nods and tells Zar or hands Zar a little whistle-like thing. It looks to be a small whistle of pure silver that has some strange arcane markings on it. And he goes, just below this, if when you need us, we'll be going on our trading mission while you guys are aground.
What?
Who's he handing the whistle to?
Zar. The captain hands it to him.
I'd be impressed if he was handing it me, because I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I don't.
They
think
know at
it's-
this point they're not going to give it to you.
I don't think.
Blows it immediately.
Yeah, and he just kind of nods and goes, and remember, don't do that, as he looks to Czar, and Czar just kind of nods and pulls out the gangplank and starts walking down with his bag, his little bag he has. And you notice that there's a little, what looks to be almost iron trinket now on his belt that looks to be kind of like a little human that he's carrying around. And he just kind of gets onto the land and says, "All right, boys, we're off."
We're off.
To see the wizard.
The
Yeah,
wonderful Wizard of
head
Oz.
off after.
They're heading towards the stronghold that I've been told about.
One sec. Okay. As you guys kind of, head off into the lands, you all realize none of you have a map and none of you have any idea where you're going, and Czar doesn't either, as he kind of looks around, kind of baffled.
Snicknesh would like to determine the location that we are in.
All right, Snicknesh, I'll tell you what. Roll an intelligence check for me.
Wouldn't it be survival?
Snicknesh, roll an intelligence check for me.
Alrighty. That's a 2.
Snicknesh, you have realized something very important at this point.
Yes.
You are in a land where you smell nothing that's living. Everything smells dead. And there's ground beneath your feet.
Everything smells dead, I say.
That's probably not good.
Yeah, I think that's you, buddy.
Czar
I
just
smell
kind of
it, yeah.
nods.
Oh, wait, no, I have advantage on it, because I have...
That's for
I
perception.
have-
But if you want to do a perception check based on your sniffing, feel free. With
All
advantage.
That's another 2. That's a 6.
Snicknesh,
Awesome.
your ability to smell is well known in the world. Like, you are a primal beast of a creature who can track things for miles on end. For some reason, something's clogging your nose, and you're not quite sure what it is as you continue to sniff. For those who are looking at Snicknesh, you see as the copper nose sucks into his nostrils and gets stuck. And now has little hairs coming out of his nose where the mustache was.
Okay. Well,
Oh yes, allergies.
Snicknesh, everything smells funny now. It all smells like something, like, for some reason, the things you eat that are always encased in something really tough. That one weird thing. You're not sure what it is, but it's always really crunchy and it hurts your gums. And it's very sharp.
I'll still eat it anyway.
Yeah, you still eat it. It's just it's an annoyance to get to the meaty parts.
Right. Huh. Weird. Okay. Huh. Snickers is sad now.
time to scout. I'm summoning my pale horse.
Okay. As you get your horse appears in front of you, now Caspian and Snicknesh have for the first time seen your pale horse.
Is that a euphemism?
No, it's a literal pale horse.
I really
Wow.
I could have made a joke out of that. I could have. I'm gonna
No.
hold back.
No.
Yeah. So as you lot, or as you summon your pale horse, it appears. Caspian, is there anything you want to do while Bardris is getting ready to take off?
Yeah. Does the horse already have a saddle?
Yes.
Oh, hold on.
Yep.
Security.
Caspian goes, security. All right. Well,
Bart looks around looking for the security he supposedly sees.
I am the security.
Snicknish suddenly appears in a black security man outfit. And on the shirt it says, I ate the line manager.
Oh no.
Huh.
Actually, the shirt says, "Where is your manager?" Thank you very much.
Pulls out his Karen hairdo.
Aaron Nej.
Mm-hmm.
Karen Nish. I think that'd
Snicknish's
be actually
mother.
That'd be terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
That's Snicknish's mother. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
God.
mother-in-law.
Snicknish got married?
We're
Yes.
off to kick a hobo.
Oh no.
Yay!
Is it the same one?
I'm not sure,
Oh no. All right.
but he is offering to eat women out for a cigarette.
Oh.
So
All right. Well, I hope he has Godspeed with that.
I'll be back.
Okay. Yeah. So as Bargis and Snicknish and Caspian, as you start heading into the lands, Bargis, give me a general perception check as you're kind of scouting about.
I wish to assist.
Okay, Snicknish, use your nose again for me.
That's a
Whoa! Wait, I have advantage. Give me a second. I want to see if I can get a 12. Awesome.
That's 2 12s in a row.
So with the 12 and a 9, you two head out and about, and as you're kind of looking around, Snicknish, you don't smell anything really again. You're still smelling that bronze and dead things, and for some reason you're picking up a hint of nutmeg. And to you, you don't know what that is. It just smells strange to you. It smells like non-meat.
Non-meat. I don't like that.
And Bargis, as you go about, you don't really see anything that catches your eye. I mean, there's a couple of decrepit buildings here and there that are like fallen over. Some stone towers that look like they're, very ancient and no one's lived here for a long time. No fields of food or crops being set up. Nothing.
Can I try again as I continue riding around?
Sure, go ahead and give me another perception check.
I will also try again.
Okay.
That's much better. It's 22.
I think that's your only 20. That's your only 19 of the whole run. And
And to be fair, I don't do a lot other than history checks. I'm not that great at them.
Oh god, Snicknish.
Guys, I got a 7.
Okay, Snicknish. It still smells like weird, crunchy things on the outer shell of your enemies that taste bad.
Interesting.
Bardris, as you continue kind of going out and about a little bit farther out, and you see a Snicknish is trying desperately to sniff at the air, and the mustache is slowly keeps getting sucked back into the nose, causing his sniffer to not work even more. You see off in the distance some very large, almost blackened of charcoal mountains, with a strange looking, almost snow-like material at the peak, as well as a giant curved sort of building of sorts that seems to be these giant stone blocks stuck on each other, slowly curving into the center, where what looks to be a strange purple stone that's probably the size of a small boat is just sitting as a glowing and swirling, without any other explanation, magic portal of sorts seems to be generated in between the two pillars.
I'm gonna note that, but then I'm gonna go. If I heal Snicknish, will it fix the run?
You don't know.
No. Can I put 1 point of my lay on hands to see if it helps at all?
Yeah, okay. So as you put 1 point into your lay on hands, suddenly the thing pops back out, and Snicknish you can smell again.
Oh,
There you go.
I want to smell again. I
Okay.
want to smell for things.
Give me a perception check again with advantage.
It's a 5. That's a 17. Let's go.
Snicknish, you smell strong magic. Strong magic.
And I see the strong magic. It's over there.
This is magic similar to that smallish man with white hair that you walked around with, but even stronger.
I smell strong man. Small, magic.
I'm gonna make sure Caspian and Zar are following,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm gonna let Snicknish lead the way to what he smells. So I want to see if it's something different or if it's what I saw.
All right.
I want to see if he went to somewhere else.
As Snicknish puts his nose to the ground, literally the copper nose digging into the ground as Snicknish is running like a bloodhound towards it. That's Snicknish's war cry when he goes into hunting mode.
Yeah.
You eventually run farther and farther, and you eventually get to the portal where you see this massive building of what looks to be, as I mentioned earlier, a strange two stone pillars leaning into each other with a giant purple gem at the peak of it. That is extremely large, with each of the stones also have strange purple engravings into them. You're not sure what this is. Everything else around is decrepit and dying. But
I'm gonna look at Zar being the magic guy.
Zar just kind of shrugs his shoulders.
I'm gonna climb it. I'm gonna climb the thing.
I'm gonna get back while Snickness does his thing.
There's a gem at the top of it, you said?
Yeah, gem the size of a small boat.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
I can't.
Alright, Snicknesh, give me an athletics check. Let's see if you
Yeah, I'm
can
getting
climb up
away.
this.
I'm getting at least 100 feet away. I'm not interested.
That's a 29.
Yeah, as you climb up with ease, to be honest, digging your nails into the rock and pulling yourself up, you climb all the way up the 30-foot tower of stone, and as you get to the top and look at the purple gem, it's shiny. It's glowing a bright purple, and you can see your face in it. And that's when you notice you have a giant bronze nose, or a small bronze nose with a mustache on your face.
I'm gonna start fucking flipping out and losing my shit because nobody told me, and I think Snickers is very angry. He's gonna start breaking everything.
Oh god.
Okay, roll to attack.
Unarmed, yeah.
Yep.
Does a 20 hit?
You slam your head straight down into the stone. Roll for damage.
That's a 10.
As you do, the stone cracks, and you now see an imprint of the bronze nose in the stone.
God fucking damn it.
It doesn't seem to come off, even with your greatest of strength.
God damn it.
Isn't that
Okay.
cursed? Pretty sure it's a curse.
It's a cursed item, yeah. It gets once he's attuned to it, it's stuck to his face. It can't come off.
I don't think I get any curse breaking stuff for a long time, do I? As a paladin.
I mean, it's not a bad curse. It doesn't give him any disadvantages. In fact, it only gives him the advantage of perception. It's just he can't take it off.
Yeah, I want to see.
Alright. I'm back.
Welcome back.
What the hell?
Snickness just slammed his face into a stone because he just saw his reflection for the first time ever.
Oh!
And saw the
He knows
bronze nose.
he's breaking a magic stone that's probably going to kill us all. So,
Yeah, you guys have arrived at this portal, basically, for lack of a better word, that is about 30 feet tall, two giant stone towers kind of leaning into each other with a giant purple gem that's the size of a small boat at the top, and a swirling purple portal, basically, going in between the two stone towers.
Huh.
And Snicknesh is now slamming his face into it.
Hey, Snicknesh, buddy.
Yeah.
You wanna come down?
Can you get the nose off?
I'm going to look
I
at
can
Caspian.
try, buddy.
Yeah, I'm going to look at Caspian and quietly say, I don't know how to do that yet. I don't think we can.
I don't either. Just go with it. Yeah, we'll work on it, buddy.
Okay.
Zar just looks at you both, and knowing full well what's going on, and just starts kind of stepping a few feet back.
So
We're already 100 feet back. That's...
how much would this fall hurt if I just jumped off?
You could take up to 30 points of damage.
Alright, I'm gonna jump off.
Give me an acrobatics check.
Alright.
I don't get curse roll to level 9. So...
That's a 16.
You take 15 points of damage.
Okay.
Bludgeoning, to be specific. As you
Okay.
bludgeon the ground.
Right before I jump off, I'm just gonna rage real quick.
Okay.
That way I take half of that.
So,
So-
7 points of damage, yeah. Alright, as Snicknesh angrily jumps off the thing, landing in it, slamming his feet into the ground, you can all hear as something pops in both knees, and Snicknesh stands up, angrily continuing to walk off. As he comes over to you guys.
buddy.
Yep, there you go.
I hold out my hand. Sun's getting real low.
It's at this point you realize it's early morning still.
Does Snickness realize that?
Give me an intelligence check, Snicknesh.
Look, the sun is
No,
so low.
Snicknesh,
Getting
it is low. The sun is low. As you look up in the sky, it's low to the ground.
I see. Snickness is going to sleep now.
As he curls up, I imagine like a dog, kind of stomping the ground a few times,
Yep.
kind of puts his tail in his mouth to suck on, and immediately starts snoring.
Yep.
All right, that's good. I just kind of pat him on the head a couple times. Hey Bardris, you want to come up here now? You coward.
What do you mean, come up, like on top of the thing? No.
No, I mean you ran 100 feet away.
You did.
No, I was 100 feet away before you fucking showed up. I was just standing there. Fine.
As Bardris comes up on his pale horse, Zara also returns back to coming over and looks at Snicknesh and just goes, it's like a child.
Yep. I'm gonna advance the horse now because we're gonna stay here for a little bit. Figure out what this is.
So.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
If one of you can, actually, you know what? Hold on. Pause that thought. I want to try to shapeshift into one of those people with wings that I saw.
Okay. Which one? You saw two.
The light one.
Okay.
Not the dark one. Yeah.
Alright, as you turn into one with the feathered wings, give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh shit. That's no good. Let's see. 16?
You manage to barely dodge as you jump out of the way, and a thing of purple lightning comes flashing at the ground, incinerating it slightly and leaving a strange burning smell on the ground.
Oh! Go back!
As you turn back, it stops.
We're just gonna look at him. I guess those people aren't welcome here, huh?
I want to try the dark one.
Okay.
Try the other one now.
Give me a secondary dexterity saving throw.
No bird people, apparently.
23.
Congrats! As you feel a sucking sensation as air is pulling you towards the portal, you manage to dodge away from that as well.
Go back! Go back!
That one wants you to enter the portal. Interesting.
You just see Bard just taking notes at this point, I imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Bardris.
What?
Can your mount fly?
No.
Damn it.
Snicknesh awakens to say, I can throw
Why?
you.
I'm gonna look at him. Why would a horse fly? Oh, whatever.
Snicknesh awakens to say, I can throw you.
Okay. Snicknesh,
Yes.
hold me in your arms.
Hold. Snicknesh
Yep.
holds.
Okay.
Get me right underneath one side of the crystal. So,
Alright.
if he tosses me up too hard, I'll still fly past it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But, I won't smash into it.
What
with
form
the
are you
force of
taking?
1,000 suns. I'm just gonna be a normal fucking dragonborn.
Okay.
The same one that they're used to.
Alright, as Snicknesh kind of grabs you and walks you over, Snicknesh, give me a strength check to see how high you can throw this man.
As I do that though, I would like to just say random numbers and then say hut. And then alright. Let me do the strength check.
Okay.
That is a 28.
As Snicknesh starts speaking in Dwarvish, because it's the only number system he understands at this point, having not actually learned how to read or write in Draconic, he just knows how to speak Draconic. Snicknesh starts counting off in random numbers, 223, 4, 9, and then just tosses. Snicknesh, you managed to throw Caspian way above the crystal, a good 10 feet. And Caspian, give me an acrobatics check. I assume you're trying to catch the crystal or grab onto it?
No. I'm just trying to tap it on my way down to cast Identify on it.
Then give me a dexterity check just to see if you can manage that as you're falling back down.
4.
Also, I will note, you didn't tell Snicknesh to catch you.
I'll message him.
Oh, okay. In midair. All right.
Catch me!
I started looking to catch him.
Okay.
14 for dexterity check.
Yeah, you managed to touch it, and as you cast off Identify, you learn it's a magic rock. I always have to look up what Identify does off the top of my head.
It tells you the history.
I can read it.
Give me a minute. I got it. I'm just finding my note for
One
what this
object
item
that
is.
You must touch throughout the casting of the spell. If it is a magic item or some other magic-imbued object, you learn its properties and how to use them. Blah 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 blah. How many
Okay, got
charges
it.
has. Okay.
So yeah, it is not a magic item, is what you get. It is neither that nor a magically imbued item.
Huh.
Did the zappy zaps come from the crystal?
It did.
Okay. Hey, did Snicknesh catch me?
Yes, Snicknesh catches you.
Okay. Snicknesh,
Yes.
you come with me, and I kind of lead him about 50 feet away,
Mm-hmm.
and with my fucking dope ass, shit, what's it called? My performance of creation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to summon up a bunch of bombs. I'm just going to create a bunch of bombs.
Okay. Zar looks worried at Bardrus.
And
Bardrus is gonna motion his hard to back up.
I'm going to hold them all, and one by one, because I don't trust giving Snicknej more than one at a time, I'm going to hand them to him and tell him to chuck the bombs at the fucking crystal.
Okay.
Bardrus is gonna wait, you're gonna destroy history. Wait.
It's not magical, and it's fucky.
Zar,
It's history.
Zar looks at both of you a lot and goes, "It's a portal activator."
He shrugged earlier.
Well,
Why does he
it's
know this
not
now?
magical, so it doesn't really need to
I'm
be
entering
there.
the portal. Bardrus, go in.
Zar just kind of looks at Bardrus as he does.
Can I peek? Can I peek my head in and see through it, or will it fully warp me?
You don't know.
I'm gonna try.
As you stick your head in, give me a strength
knowledge.
saving throw, Bardrus.
Awesome. So in that case, if it's a strength save, I'm gonna activate something. I have a thing for this.
Snake.
You wouldn't know it's a strength save until you stick your head in.
No, it doesn't matter what kind of save it is.
No, he
you
can
add
do
your
it as
charisma
like a
modifier to
reaction.
all ability saves, deathly glamour.
Oh, okay.
Snake Nage, your.
I get another +2 on top of this roll, whatever it is. So that's 19.
Alright, as you stick your head in, you find yourself pulled in and suddenly you vanish.
Whee!
And Zar
Adventure!
just kind of looks at you both and shrugs his shoulders and starts walking into the portal.
Yeah! For history!
86, 23, 92, hot, and I throw Caspian into the portal.
As Caspian
run in.
comes flying.
As I
Alright. As
run in.
you guys find yourselves walking in,
Motherfucker!
as you find yourselves you find yourselves on the other side of this portal, which seems to immediately close after Snicknesh walks through. All you see before you is black sand, dead, very blackened and burnt trees, and a castle of what looks to be gray stone off in the distance that has more of those purple crystals glowing. And that's it, and that's where we'll end today's session. Thank you all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and we will see you on the next one.
This is where we